Continuing our wildfire coverage this morning, the Park Fire is the largest wildfire burning in California right now, burning more than 350,000 acres so far. We know it's spread across 4 counties in the North State. Joining us live for additional perspective on what firefighters are up against is Rick Carhart with CAL FIRE Butte County. Good morning to you, Rick.
Good morning, Stephanie.
So you and I met covering wildfires as journalists in Chico back in 2018. So we both know, unfortunately, that Butte County is no stranger to wildfires, but these fires do seem to be burning bigger and more dangerously every year. Can you walk us through the situation your crews are facing today?
So today, much like yesterday, we're expecting to be able to make really good progress. Yesterday was the first day during the extent of this fire where we've had just a real opportunity to get some good work done. The first probably 60 hours or so of this fire, it was just burning uncontrollably, burning out of control, and it got so hot, it had so much heat on it that it was putting up its own pyrocumulus cloud and creating its own weather. So it was burning for about those first 50 or 60 hours, an average of 4,000 to 5,000 acres an hour. Which is really, really unbelievable fire growth. So yesterday we got some good work done. Today we're hoping to get some more good work done with a little bit of a break in the weather. But yeah, this area has seen a lot of fire, but there's still some areas in Butte County and Tehama County where fire had not been seen for a while, and that actually contributed a lot to the growth of this fire because there was so much fire fuel that was available to burn.
Yeah, so, Rick, are you hopeful that crews will be able to increase containment efforts in the coming days?
Yes, we are. We got, I would consider it really good news that we were able to actually put a containment number on this fire above 0. And what that signifies is that real progress is being made. Hopefully that containment number continues to rise as we're able to do some of our own firing operations and really get some areas of this fire buttoned up and get comfortable with our containment lines. And so we're working on that today. We're working on some pretty extensive firing operations, and we've got nearly 4,000 people assigned to this fire now, so we have a lot of help.
Yeah, a lot of hardworking men and women out there, and we certainly appreciate their efforts. Can you walk us through also the areas that are impacted here? Are we talking about rural areas or heavily populated areas? And also walk us through the number of people that this is impacting.
This fire has not gotten into any heavily populated areas, although it has run through a number of smaller communities, smaller but still significant communities. Again, in Butte County, the communities of Cohasset and Forest Ranch were areas that have been of concern because of that lack of fire activity in probably the last couple of decades. So it did impact both of those communities. Up in Tehama County, it impacted a community called Paynes Creek. And what we're hopeful now is to keep that fire out of Shasta County and the Manton and the Shingletown areas. And so we're really hoping to be able to do that. So yeah, some smaller communities, but still significant.
Right. We're also hearing that the national park up there is also affected by this.
Yes, that's the information that I heard, is that Alaska National Park is closed to the public, and that's for just in an abundance of caution and due to fire activity in the area.
Yeah, and we also, of course, a lot of people in the Bay Area, they attended Chico University. Is that affected at all, that area in Chico?
No. So the fire actually started inside the city of Chico, and that's because it started in Bidwell Park. And Bidwell Park is the 3rd largest city park in the nation, unbelievably, in the small town of Chico. But so the entirety of the park is within the city limits of Chico. So it started in Chico, but it wasn't really in the city itself, and it burned pretty immediately away from to the north of Chico.
Got it. I'd also like to ask you a bit about the campfire victims. We know about that awful fire that happened back in 2018. It claimed so many lives. We're also hearing that some people who rebuilt their homes, who chose to, repopulate Paradise, they chose to rebuild, but they actually ended up losing their homes again in this most recent fire. Can you confirm that actually was the case?
I don't know of any stories of people who have rebuilt, who have lost their homes. I can confirm though that the fire has not gotten into Paradise.
Okay.
So if anybody rebuilt their home inside the town of Paradise, that has not been affected by this particular fire. The entirety of the town of Paradise is under an evacuation warning, and the town itself declared that evacuation warning. Just again, an overabundance of caution. We are very hopeful that the fire does not get into or even really near the town of Paradise. But yeah, you can imagine for all those folks that had so much damage and destruction happen in their lives 5.5 years ago, that it's not a very comfortable feeling to know that now your whole town is under evacuation warning again.
Yeah, it's just, it must bring up just so many tough memories for folks who are out there. And Rick, how does this affect you as someone who is part of the community? And do you have a message for people who are watching right now?
Well, yeah, it definitely affects me as well as the entire fire department here in Butte County. We all know multiple people who lost their homes in the Camp Fire, and so we're all very well aware of the damage and destruction the fire can cause. So one of the things that our fire chief here in Butte County has talked about is how appreciative he is of residents for the defensible space that they're doing. And so we have a really robust defensible space inspection program here in Butte County where we ask homeowners and residents to clear the areas around their homes on their property so that it gives their home the best chance to survive a wildfire. And so we've already had 3 or 4 significant fires in Butte County, and a number of homes have been saved because of the good work that the residents have done taking care of their own property, getting that defensible space.
And as we wrap things up here, Rick, is there any way that people in the Bay Area can help those fire victims who've been affected by this?
So the Red Cross is always available. I don't have a list of places where people can go to donate or anything like that. I do know that there is an evacuation shelter open right now for the somewhere estimated close to 8,000 people who are under evacuation orders for this whole entire fire. But I would say to check with the Red Cross if you're interested in helping out, and we appreciate it. We appreciate the fact that this area, that Butte County is sort of known, as being a fire area, and so people really step up, and we appreciate that for the people of Butte and now Tehama County as well.
All right, Rick Carhart with CAL FIRE Butte County, thank you for making the time for us this morning, and we really appreciate you and the fire crews who are out there on the front lines and battling at the Park Fire right now. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Stephanie.